What's up, guys? So today the wifey got her teeth pulled. We're getting her teeth pulled. She's not feeling too well. She's got to get, well, let me rephrase this. She's not getting any teeth pulled in general. They're her wisdom teeth. She's getting 3 of them. She has one on this side, and then here. And she's doing local anesthetic today instead of nitrous, because we've heard some bad things about nitrous. And then I guess she said that her family has been through some complications with being put under anesthesia. I guess there's some complications with her mom with it, and her dad and her brother. Although those have also been kind of said, no, that's not true, so we didn't really know for sure, so she just decided not to take the chance. She's doing local anesthesia, or not anesthesia, excuse me, numbness, local anesthetic, there we go. I think that's the word. But yeah, while she's doing that, I wanted to kind of get a little bit deep down and personal, what I've been going through the past couple days, weeks, whatnot. And I kind of wanted to just lay it on the table just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more personal between myself and you, my viewer, and you understand that, you know, I go through these things as well, and that, you know, hopefully if you're going through it, someone's able to, or you're able to realize or see that, you know, I've been through it or going through it or what have you, and you feel more comfortable reaching out and talking to me or somebody about it. So I'm thinking about making this a 2-part series, just kind of 5 to 10 minute videos maybe, just to express it. So the past few days, few weeks, let me give you a backstory. So going through my childhood, I was raised Christian. I'm still Christian. And, you know, my family, I come from a split family. I have siblings on both sides, step parents on my dad's side. My mom's not married anymore. And so I've kind of been through there, and, you know, the normal complications that come from a split family. There has been some other things that has happened, but I'm not going to go into detail about that, just out of the respect of the parties that were involved and everything like that. So I'm not saying I had this terrible childhood. I had a good childhood. It was probably a little bit more rough than normal, but, you know, life is life and things happen. And then with that being said, you know, I graduated high school and went straight to Marine Corps boot camp. I got married to my beautiful wife literally the first weekend I hit the fleet, which was really the fleet of the Marine Corps, which is the real Marine Corps. You're not in like boot camp or what's called SOI, which is School of Infantry, where you either learn how to be an infantryman or you learn infantry tactics before you move on to your job school. They kind of split it up, blah, 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 blah. So when I got into real Marine Corps with my unit that I was going to be stationed with for the rest of my contract, I got married right away. Do not regret it whatsoever. I love my wife. She's my high school sweetheart. Her and I have been through a lot. We broke up, got back together a lot of times throughout high school, caused our parents quite a few headaches because of it. Sorry guys, I love you guys, I know you're watching this. Sorry for all the headaches. I'm glad it's worked out now, and as I know you guys are as well, with our 2 beautiful children and everything else. But going through that, and then going through some hard times with her, and then I had some few things happen while I was in the Marines and whatnot. That's kind of made it hard. I got out of the Marine Corps and I went to a police academy. I went to work for Torrance Police Department. I was hired as a police recruit, and you know, you have to go to the academy and graduate the academy first. Well, I got about a month and a half into a 6-month program, and I ended up having a really bad anxiety attack, is what the nurse in the ER described it to me as. And I was shaking. My dad actually, he was doing something. He was in uniform. I can't remember exactly what he was doing. I think he was going to, they do like these peer eval boards where, you know, your agency officers and tax staff and whatnot show up there. I'm guessing that's what he was going to. I don't remember. But he showed up and he sat by my side while I was in the ER for a good while until he had to go. But that was kind of what really made me click and think, okay, and I've always known about mental health and whatnot, but I've always been the type of person that kind of swallows things, holds them down, and then, eventually, like it always happens, no matter what, no matter who you are, if you swallow these things and you hold them in and you don't express your emotions in a healthy manner with like your spouse or a therapist or a brother or sister, etc., like I always talk about, it trickles out. And I've never really been good at this part of my life, trying to express emotions. I just internalize everything and hold on to it. Sometimes I hold grudges, unfortunately, but I've been working on it. It was really, really bad in high school. I was a pretty angry kid in high school, because that was where a lot of things were going on in my world, just as a whole. That was causing me to be kind of an angry person, and internalize a lot of things and whatnot. But once I graduated Marine Corps boot camp and everything like that, that mindset kind of helped me change a little bit. You would think it would be the exact opposite, where it would make it even more regimented and more robotic and bebop boop-bop. I was just actually complaining to my wife about this the other night, where we were watching one of the new Twilight Zones, and they had the Marine general for the president guy be all like, "Oh, do you understand blah, 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 blah," that stupid military crap that Hollywood portrays us military people to be. And it's not true. Yeah, we're pretty regimented, we're pretty strict and stern, and usually 9 times out of 10 we are. But we're normal human beings. We're just taught to be a little bit more like, instead of like trying to figure out how to do things. It's hard to explain. I think you kind of get what I'm saying, but it kind of bugs me that Hollywood portrays us to be these just robots every single time, when that's not the case, because we're obviously human beings and we go through things and whatnot just like anybody and everybody else. We're just taught to deal with things a little bit differently, handle things a little bit differently. But anyways, that's a tangent for a different day. I completely forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, doing all of that and then going through what I went through with my now wife, then fiance/girlfriend, and she's really actually put in a lot of work and a lot of effort to and stuck by my side at times where honestly I'm surprised she's still stuck by my side because of how much of a jerk I was sometimes. I've never been physical or emotionally abusive or anything like that. In fights I have fought a little bit dirty where I'd say some things I shouldn't have said. I've apologized for them, of course, but just that kind of way. But where I'm going with this is, like, it was trickling out and it's been affecting different areas of life. I've been super stressed, and I was doing real well for a while, but then I kind of got into, I didn't like drop my religion or anything like that, but essentially my entire being as I knew it kind of shifted to where I was really into this Vikings, really into Norse mythology and believing in Thor and Odin and stuff like that. And I never at once denied Jesus or God or anything like that, so I remained Christian, but I was trying to like merge the two, if you will. And I know it doesn't work. And history people are going to go, well, that doesn't make sense. They fought all the time, and yada yada yada. Well, anyways, that's what in my mind I was trying to do and whatnot. But at that time, I started getting a little bit more back into the way I was in high school, where I was kind of, I don't want to say dark because that makes it like sound really bad, but I was angrier more often, more or less depressed more often, and I was kind of losing who I was as a person and losing all that work that we've been pushing for. My wife's been working with me with, and a few of my family members that know what's going on or what's been going on in my head and stuff like that. Been working with me. I was backsliding big time, and it really kind of like it started causing more and more fights between me and my wife, and I'm not blaming the Norse mythology or paganism or anything like that. I'm not blaming them. It was just me as a person, kind of just, I don't know. It was a weird little few. Honestly, it was a couple months maybe worth, where I was kind of going down that road and being that way. But you know, it was weird. I don't know how to describe it. And it wasn't like a fog or a haze or anything like that. Like, I remember stuff, but like my nightmares were worse. You know, just a lot of things had changed. And I don't know. I kind of came to the realization after my wife and I got in a pretty heated. Well, okay, I take that back. It wasn't really heated. It was a decent fight that we haven't had in a while. Like one like that. We usually just kind of bicker here and there, and then we kiss and make up, so to speak. Where things get better, we move on. We're happy. We say our sorries or whatever, and we move on. We're fine. And then another little thing, we bicker over a stupid little thing. Just the typical little bickering every now and again. By all means, our relationship is not perfect, but it's a good relationship, healthy. But it was one of those ones that night I was really just kind of sitting back and going, what the heck, and she expressed to me some of these things that had been going on in her mind and her feelings and whatnot, and it made me really realize. And she said one thing that, out of privacy, I'm not going to share, but she said one thing that really stuck in my head and made me realize what was going on. And I was just sitting back and I was like, man, I'm being kind of douchey is, I guess, the best way to put it. I'm being kind of douchey, and I have been for a while, and I was almost being self-centered too. And and all the stuff that was building up inside of me, I want to say, is the more the driving factor. But all the stuff that was building up inside of me of just like frustrations, general frustrations and whatnot, and things that would normally like really irritate the crap out of me, that I learned to deal with and learn how to like express better and handle better. I kind of forgot, if you will, and they were just building and building and building and building, and I was like, why am I letting this happen? I talk all the time, reach out, talk to someone. I talk about these things all the time, and I found myself thinking, why am I not taking my own advice? And it's common. It's very common. And so I was thinking about it, and I started talking to my wife about it. I opened up to my dad a little bit about it. And they've both been really, receptive and listening and understanding, and I am so thankful for that. Dad, if you're watching this, thank you for listening to me and just willing to help me out and be there for me. It means a lot. And then, I express this to my wife all the time, but babe, if you're watching this too, you too. But I wanted to kind of just start this little vlog here with just kind of giving a little bit of a backstory and kind of what's been going on in my head and just personally lately. And then tomorrow's vlog, I wanted to kind of talk about how I got through it and how I'm actually feeling better, in hopes that someone can watch that and maybe get something from it or whatnot. But like I said, I even lost all motivation and interest in things that I normally like to do. Like, I like to play video games. I've been enjoying playing my guitar. I was learning Spanish. I was not necessarily hanging out with like my kids or my family and stuff, but I found myself just kind of wanting to just not do anything. I mean, I like I said in the vlogs the other day, I lost motivation to vlog. I lost motivation to go to the gym. And I mean, although I didn't build this temple that you see here by going to the gym, I built it by eating a fair amount of food and not working out like I should. But that's besides the point. I lost all this motivation and all this interest in stuff that I normally like to do and wanted to do and keep doing and everything like that. And I know people can relate to this. But before I go on, because I'm finding myself wanting to talk about what I want to talk about in tomorrow's vlog, I wanted to really just focus on one vlog being about what happened, what's going on, without going into like way too much detail, because that would give way too much time. That's more of like a live stream, like 2-hour event, and I don't think any of y'all want to sit there and do that, because that's kind of a downer vlog. But tomorrow I want to post up how I kind of got through it, and hope, and how things are now. And I've been thinking about this for a little while. So I'm gonna end it here. Tune in tomorrow to see the second part of this vlog, and to, you know, hear kind of how I got through it. And you know, if you're going through anything like this, or you have any advice that you think can help someone else, or you know, anything that I normally say on my vlogs when I'm usually talking about mental health, please drop them in the comments below. If you have anything that you're experiencing like this, feel free to hit me up, you know, via Instagram, Twitter, or I guess YouTube has this new way you can essentially like direct message me. You know, feel free to hit me up anytime. If I'm asleep, I'll hit you up when I wake up. I've already had a few people reach out to me, and I talk to them. No problem's too big, no problem's too small. You know, we can get through this together. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Sorry for this kind of being a downer, but tomorrow will be better, and it's going to relate to this one here. All right, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.